Matigari, 1986, a novel by Kenyan author Ngugi wa Thiong'o, follows the journey of Matigari, a mysterious figure who survives his country's war for independence. Emerging from the mountains, he makes bold claims and demands as he searches for his lost family. His quest for peace and justice leads him to confront the forces of corruption, fear, and poverty that have overtaken his nation. Rumors begin to spread that he possesses supernatural abilities, sparking debate about whether he could be the African resurrection of Jesus. The novel delves into themes of religious faith, decolonization, betrayal, and the challenges facing a newly independent country. It received widespread critical acclaim in Kenya and internationally, and remains a key work of African postcolonial literature. The novel begins with Matigari burying his weapons beneath a fig tree, having just killed Howard Williams, the colonial leader who oppressed his country. Having committed to pacifism, Matigari now embarks on a journey to reunite with his people. Upon returning to the city, he is struck by the changes he sees. People are now driving cars, and the city has grown exponentially. At a factory, he witnesses the stark poverty and struggles of the people. Matigari helps a boy named Muriyuki chase off a bully, and the boy guides him to a scrapyard where children hide in abandoned cars. When Matigari approaches, the children throw stones at him until he collapses. He is rescued by a factory worker named Ngũgĩ, who takes him to safety. As they walk, Matigari recounts the story of how he killed Williams. He had tried to kill Williams at his home, but was interrupted by Williams' servant, Mr. Boy. After fleeing into the mountains, Matigari eventually succeeded in killing Williams. Ngũgĩ mentions that the factory owner's name is also Williams and his deputy is Mr. Boy, but Matigari dismisses it as mere coincidence. Ngũgĩ takes him to a bar before leaving to join a factory strike. In the bar, Matigari is approached by Ngugi, a prostitute on the run from the police. After initially harassing him, Ngugi is attacked by police dogs, and Matigari steps in to protect her. He stands fearlessly against the police, who are left stunned and allow her to escape. Ngugi reveals that her father, a freedom fighter, was killed by the police. She decides to stay with Matigari and help him on his journey home. They arrive at a mansion that Matigari claims as his own, only to find it occupied by Robert Williams and John Boy Jr., the sons of the colonial figures Matigari once fought. When they refuse to let him enter without proof of ownership, Matigari's defiance leads to his arrest. In prison, he meets fellow inmates, men who have committed crimes out of desperation or conviction. Matigari shares his food with them, an act that reminds one inmate of the Last Supper. He recounts the events leading to his arrest, and the other prisoners, impressed by his story, pledge their support to the mysterious freedom fighter. After Matigari and his companions are mysteriously released from prison, his legend grows exponentially. Across the country, his story becomes increasingly embellished, transforming him into a mythical figure. However, this only causes confusion, and many people no longer recognize him. He begins to approach everyday citizens, engaging with students and religious leaders. When he visits a church to speak with the priest, he discovers the priest is a government puppet. The priest suggests Matigari meet with the Minister of Truth and Justice, an encounter that is observed by representatives from several Western nations. The meeting turns out to be a trap. Matigari's fellow escaped inmates are brought in for show trials, and all but one are convicted. The one acquitted is revealed to have been secretly working with the government. The minister announces that Williams's company has formed an alliance with the government, which now holds shares and grants it favored status. Matigari confronts the minister, accusing the government of corruption and continuing the oppression of the people. The minister dismisses him as a madman, and both Matigari and Ngũgĩ are sent to a mental asylum. At the meeting, attendees sing protest songs, which are immediately outlawed by the minister. The government tightens its control, passing harsher laws to suppress dissent. While imprisoned in the asylum, Matigari decides that pacifism is no longer an option. With the help of his allies, Ngugi and Muriyuki, he escapes and makes his way to the place where his guns are buried, preparing for an attack on Mr. Williams's house. They steal a car, later discovering it belongs to the minister's wife. On the radio, they hear that Ngũgĩ has been killed. As they approach Matigari's weapons, police intercept them and a chase ensues. The pursuit leads them to Mr. Williams's house, where Matigari sees a crowd waiting for his return. In a dramatic shootout, the house is destroyed, but Matigari manages to escape. The three freedom fighters attempt to flee towards a river. As Matigari explains their plan for escape, he and Guthera are fatally shot by the police. Their bodies are swept into the river and never recovered, sparking rumors that they may have survived. Muriuki, the sole survivor, reaches the fig tree and unearths Matigari's guns, singing a song of victory. Ngugi wa Thiong'o is a prominent Kenyan writer and political activist with a career spanning over 50 years. He has authored 7 novels, 2 short story collections, 4 plays, and a vast array of essays, memoirs, and political writings. His work has earned him the Lotus Prize for Literature, the National Book Critics Circle Award, and a nomination for the Man Booker International Prize. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.